going on, guys? How you all doing? My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Hopefully you're all having yourselves a very fantastic, what's today? Today's Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Well, the Sixers are on a back-to-back. This is game 2 of the back-to-back that they are playing tonight, and it is against the Memphis Grizzlies. So the Sixers will be without Tyrese Maxey. They'll be, of course, without Joel Embiid, Robert Covington, and D'Anthony Melton, but there's also no Kyle Lowry tonight either. So Maxey is out with the concussion protocol, and Kyle Lowry is out tonight with load management. What's up, Katie? How you doing? Yes, the Sixers have to win tonight. The schedule gets really tough for the Sixers ahead, and you lost last night to a Brooklyn team, even though you were undermanned. The Brooklyn Nets, with all due respect, they just have not had a very good season from just putting it together, and they have not really been a very good rebounding team. They've been really struggling shooting the rock, and the Sixers had so many chances yesterday to try to pull out the win, and were just not able to do so. They could not close out in that fourth quarter. They allowed Brooklyn to come back on a little run, and they just lost that game. And that was a really big loss because the schedule gets really, really tough. On Friday, you play against New Orleans. On Sunday and Tuesday, you play against New York at Madison Square Garden. And then you go on the road and you play against Milwaukee. So you got to win these games, and there's no doubt about it. So it was a little bit frustrating just to see them lose last night to Brooklyn. And Mikal Bridges didn't even have the best shooting performance at all whatsoever. It was Lonnie Walker and a couple of other guys that really did beat you. So the Sixers, they were not able to get the win last night, but hopefully tonight they come out on top and they are victorious. One word to describe tonight's game. Comment down below. I think that tonight's game is going to be a very, what's a good word to describe tonight's game? I think important is a good word to describe tonight's game. As weird as that sounds and as basic as that is, because all these games now are important because the Sixers want to stay out of the play-in tournament. And if we look at the standings right now, I'm actually going to try to pull this up as we speak, but the Sixers are currently in the 7th seed, and they are tied with Miami. They are a half a game behind Orlando and the Knicks. So, and you need to try to win as many games as possible so that way you can stay out of this play-in tournament. They're just a game behind Indiana now as well. All right, so the starting lineups are out, and for the Sixers, it'll be Cam Payne, Buddy Hield, Nick Batum, Tobias Harris, and Paul Reed. And then for Memphis, it'll be Luke Kennard, John Conchar, Vince Williams Jr., Santi Aldama, and Jaren Jackson Jr., who was originally ruled out for tonight's game, but he's in the lineup, so that is a good sign for him. But the Grizzlies, they have had other guys out tonight, including Derrick Rose, Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and Brandon Clark. So they are not available for tonight's game, and no Marcus Smart either for them. So Sixers just about ready to get underway for tip-off. They're at the Wells Fargo Center. They are back home for tonight's action against the Memphis Grizzlies. This is the first time that both teams will be facing off against each other. They next play in a couple of weeks when the Sixers are on their West Coast road trip. All right, so Reed and Jackson Jr. will be tipping things off in literally just about 2 seconds. So Reed and Jackson trying to tip things off, and the ball goes into the hands of Santi Aldama. All right, so the Sixers are going from left to right, And Memphis is going from right to left. The Grizzlies this season, they are 21-43. We have a shot that goes up, and that's good by Luke Kennard. He hit a three, and, well, the Sixers have to get back on defense. So 3-0 start. The Grizzlies are able to strike first. We'll reset the scoreboard. We'll do that right now. If you guys can hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button, I would really, really appreciate that. All right, a 3-0 game. The shot clock winding down for the Sixers, and Kennard comes up with the rebound. Campaign pokes it away, and it goes into the hands of Batum. Outlet pass from Campaign to Buddy Hield. It was tipped off the hands, though, of Jackson, and it'll be Sixers ball. They'll have to inbound it from their from the near sideline in their own territory. All right, so we're going to update the scoreboard. There we go. Sixers get the inbound. It's Buddy Hield, a dribble handoff to Paul Reed. Hield back to Reed for a near wing three. Yes! Paul Reed's jumper able to be knocked down, and Philadelphia has tied it back at 3 apiece. 10:48 left to go. Jackson Jr. is fouled, and it was a personal foul that was on the floor. So it's so far a 3-3 ball game. Luke Kennard just made a three-pointer for Memphis, and the Sixers would have a counterpunch. It was Paul Reed that made the three to try to tie it back. Jackson gets the inbound as he goes down low, takes on Paul Reed, and has his way. Jackson puts the Grizzlies up by 2. Sixers looking to respond again. Harris stops on a dime. Will try to go into the lane with a floater. He finished way too strong, and the rebound goes back to Memphis. The Grizzlies also without Zaire Williams tonight as well. There's a catch-and-shoot three by Aldama, and he nails it from the far wing. It was actually Conchard that hit that three-pointer. The shooting guard, who's been filling in for some time, usually comes off the bench, but because of the injury bugs that have been going around this Grizzlies team, he's been getting a lot of playing time as of lately. Hield trying to throw a cross-court pass to Campaign. Payne to Harris. 3 on the shot clock. Payne tries to drive it right to the lane, puts up a runner, and, well, the whistles remain silent. A lot of contact down low, but Memphis is able to get the rebound again. Aldama back to Jackson. Jackson is able to find his teammate there. Here's Aldama for a 3 on the near wing. Bullseye. An 11-3 start by the Memphis Grizzlies. They've been hitting some shots from downtown. Reed hands it off to Buddy Hield. The Sixers have been trying to do a little bit more with the pick-and-roll game on the offensive side, and that's nice to see. Harris picks and pops, goes up for 3. Batum batters it around. It goes in the hands of Campaign. Campaign left wide open for a 3, and it goes down in. It swivels in, and the Sixers are able to make their second three-pointer of the day. Final score predictions, make sure that you post them down below. 11-6. Jackson back to Aldama for 3 again, and that's way too strong. Santi Aldama not able to knock it down. Sixers advance it in their own ground. Reed on a drive, little Euro step over Aldama, and he finished with the right hand. He got the scoop to go, underhanded. 11-8 and a 5-0 run by Philadelphia. Jackson Jr. taking on Reed, kicks it out to Kennard. Kennard thought about shooting the 3. He'll take it to the foul line, and he'll just pass it out to a three-pointer that's made by Conchar once again. 14-8 is the score, and Memphis able to hit a lot of big-time trays from downtown. Sixers cannot stop them from beyond the rim, or from beyond the arc. Batum passes it to Reed down low, but we have a whistle called. It'll be against the Grizzlies. There's a foul called, and Philadelphia will still have the ball. Both these teams going at it. Actually, the last time that the Sixers have lost a game to the Grizzlies at the Wells Fargo Center was back in 2021. 14-8. Sixers dodgeable, or not able to hit a 3. It was Reed that missed the 26-footer. And all of a sudden, Vince Williams is able to make a shot himself. As we have a little dunk, it's now 16-8. And we have a timeout called by Philadelphia. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. We're back. We're back on here. Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. How many people do we have on here? Let's see. We'll have to unmute this. We got 12 people watching. All right, cool. Very nice. We got a nice little chat going on. What's up, William? Again, final score predictions. Anybody want to give their final score predictions down below? Mine is going to be 105 to 100 Sixers. 105 to 100. I'm going to write that down right now as we speak. Again, for the Sixers, no Tyrese Maxey. No Kyle Lowry either. Lowry is out with load management for tonight's game. And Maxey, of course, dealing with a concussion that he suffered on Sunday afternoon that was in Dallas. Still no Joel Embiid, still no Robert Covington, and still no DeAnthony Melton either. All right, so Mike Green's prediction is 112 to 101. Nice. What's up, J-Rep? How you doing? J-Rep says 104-92 Grizzlies. And he has the little frown emoji. That's not good. But I'm happy that you're being realistic because it takes a lot to be realistic. It really does. As much as you want the Sixers to win, you're like, well, they're without Maxey and they're without Embiid, so I got to be realistic. All right, Sixers have it. Lots of dribble handoffs. It goes all the way to Campaign, who will try to drive it right to the lane with the left hand, and no good. Jaren Jackson Jr. rebound. Outlet pass all the way back to Conchar. Conchar to Jackson Jr. Aldama now gets the dribble handoff. He's made a couple of threes so far in this game and really has it going on. Kennard at the logo, 5 on the shot clock, kicks it back out. And Jackson Jr. for a near corner 3, airballs it, and it's rebounded by Kelly Oubre Jr. So the Sixers, again, trying to just reset things up. Oubre gets it, and they'll find Harris for a near corner 3, nails it. The Sixers lineup right now, it's Jeff Doughton Jr., they got Kelly Oubre Jr., KJ Martin, Campaign, and Tobias Harris. Another dribble handoff by Jackson into the near wing for Williams. That was actually Aldama who tried to go up with a 3, and he could not get it. KJ Martin got the little rebound. Campaign with a pass to Harris. More dribble handoffs to Doughton. Back to Payne. 14 on the shot clock. Payne drives it right to the bucket. Can't get it. And KJ Martin with a putback slam. Martin trying to just show off his athleticism and show what he has in the gas tank. Jackson, runner, yes. He makes a 3-foot floater look so easy. Harris drives it. He's aggressive. He'll kick it back out to Payne. Payne one more to KJ for 3. Yes! KJ Martin has got it going on for Philadelphia. Who would have thunk? A 2-point lead for Memphis and a timeout called by Taylor Jenkins and the Memphis Grizzlies. The Sixers down by 2 with 6:06 remaining in the opening quarter. Oh, who would have thunk? That's crazy. Nice. Nice start to this game, says RB. Yep. I like that. I like that three that he took right there. It's nice. Again, the Sixers, after the first timeout was called, let's see. So the first timeout was called when they were down 16-8. Okay? An 8-2 run to respond. We talk about this like all the time. That's like really awesome. 8-2 run. Great. We got 18 people on here watching. My name is Jason Joseph. I go by JJ on here. We do play-by-play for Sixers basketball, Phillies baseball, and Eagles football on here. I'm going with the human calculator for the final score. I love that. You tuned in last night. So we heard that the joke is, the little inside joke is that they used to call me when I was in elementary school. When I was in 5th grade, I was called the human calculator because I loved doing math. And I liked multiplying numbers. So that was my nickname. But that's what they called play-by-play with JJ. Honestly, one of the reasons why I actually really liked math, now that I actually really do think about it, it's a little bit off topic, but I really liked baseball stats. So batting average and actually trying to calculate that for myself, I really did enjoy that for sure. But yeah, so my final score prediction is 105-100. What's your final score prediction? I have the Sixers winning by that score. All right, so the Grizzlies, they are out of their timeout. The Sixers were down 16-8, and then the Sixers called a timeout with about, I want to say, 7 minutes left to go, 7:53, 7 minutes and 53 seconds to go. And then they went on an 8-2 run, so that was really nice. And they tried to put up a little response. Good crowd tonight at the Wells Fargo Center. The Sixers are 9 games above 500. They are 19-13 at home. And the Grizzlies, well, they're 14-17 on the road. They've been really struggling as of lately, and part of the reason why is because of the injury bug. No John Morant, no Desmond Bane, no Brandon Clark either. Jaren Jackson Jr. just came back, launches a 3, offensive rebound. And here's Kennard with a little 3 himself. Can't get it, though, from the near wing. He actually airballed it. It was supposed to be saved by Vince Williams Jr., who got the initial offensive rebound. But it goes out of bounds. And Philadelphia, they could tie it with the 2 or take the lead with a tray. Taylor Jenkins has been with the Grizzlies now for a couple of seasons. Zach Kleiman, of course, the GM, and Jason Wexler, their president of basketball operations. Harris spinning, fading, going up with a 2, and he can't get the friendly bounce. 18-16, Miami leads it by 2, and Williams Jr., the small forward, hands it off to Aldama. He's made 2 threes today, but he'll be unselfish and pass the rock all the way to G.G. Jackson, the second, who gets the slam to go. It's 20-16. Harris to Oubre. Oubre back to Harris, who tries to cut in towards the lane. He could not finish strong. It was a very soft finish, but he couldn't get it. Aldama back to Kennard for 3. That's too strong. Payne got the long rebound. He's on the near wing in Sixers ground. 4:50 remaining in the opening quarter. Payne wants to dance, and he passes it away to Martin. Martin, one more to Oubre for 3. Yes! Kaboom goes the dynamite as Kelly Oubre Jr. Let it fly and let it drain from the top of the key. They are 5 for 7, the Sixers from downtown. The Grizzlies are 4 for 10. Jackson spinning, rolling, and fading with a 2. He got it over KJ Martin again. 22-19. Harris gets it on the near wing, dribbles it outside. Back to Martin. Martin to Doughton for 3 on the far wing. Bullseye! Jeff Doughton Jr., well, he's able to make his first 3 points in a Sixers uniform. Welcome to the big leagues, Jeff Doughton Jr. All right, Vince Williams gets it over on the far wing. He's being guarded by Campaign. Williams wants to dance. He'll spin, he'll roll, he'll go up with the right hand, and he gets the soft touch, and he's fouled too. Vince Williams Jr. initiating the contact, and Campaign is guilty for committing the foul. The Sixers will have Buddy Hield come in for Campaign. And how about this? Ricky Council IV will come in for Tobias Harris. Wow, wow, wow. What do you know? What's up, Robin? How you doing? What's good? Whoops. Sorry about that. Show me the 16th and pick me. What's up, man? All right, 25-22 is the score. The Grizzlies have Vince Williams Jr. make a foul shot. Oubre on a drive to the basket, but KJ Martin away from the play gets called for an offensive foul. I don't know about that. But Memphis will still have the basketball. So Luke Kennard is number 10. He was out there for the Grizzlies, and now he's over on the bench. Here's a three-point shot that's up, and that's way too strong by the Grizzlies. The three was taken by Jake LaRiva and Kelly Oubre Jr., who got the defensive rebound. He stepped out of bounds, and he turned it over. Man, oh, man. More careless mistakes. Oubre got the rebound, and he literally his right big toe was on the line. Got to be aware of your footing. So that could come back and bite the Sixers. The Grizzlies will try to be assertive here once again. Lamar Steven out there. And he'll try to hand it off. That's a three-pointer that's no good by Jake LaRiva. He actually ended up draining it. I beg your pardon. It's 28-22. Sixers down by 6. He'll to Oubre on the near wing. And his three-pointer's way too strong. And the Grizzlies are able to corral the board. It's Lamar Stevens that's able to grab the defensive rebound. Jackson Jr. gets past his defender and slams it home with a left-handed sledgehammer. 30-22. The Grizzlies are on a little run, and there's 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Here's Doughton as he tried to break his defender's ankles. It's 5-on-4 basketball. Three-point shot is up by Council. Can't get it. Offensive rebound by Oubre. Everybody gets back up. There was some contact between Doughton and a couple of Grizzlies. Doughton Jr. thought about taking the three. Gets it back. He'll take it right to the lane. Left-handed Euro step is good as gold by Jeff Doughton Jr. Buddy Hield, who was the playmaker, got the assist. And it's now a 6-point game. 2:06 remaining. Jackson Jr. initiating the contact in the paint. And he'll get fouled about in between the foul line and the baseline. And I believe, it was just a foul on the floor. All right. EA's up, controllers D down. What's going on, man? What's up? Address 76 and 9076 need a bit, man. That's why we'd be losing on games, but I didn't Philadelphia 70. They need a big man. The Sixers do need a big man. I agree with that. We have a tip-off going on over at the Grizzlies in Grizzlies territory. It's won by the Grizzlies, but the Sixers at Buddy Hield get the steal. Hield, alley-oop pass to Oubre. Good. Oubre throws it down. It's a 4-point game. Back-to-back dimes for Buddy Hield. Just 2 turnovers by Memphis, 3 for the Sixers. Jackson gets it on the far wing. He's being guarded by Doughton Jr. He's not going just yet. 8 on the shot clock. Dribble handoff all the way back to LaRiva. LaRiva inside to Jackson Jr. He has to go with a prayer. He puts it up. Can't get the friendly bounce. And the Sixers have Ricky Council IV grab the rebound. Council IV trying to dribble it inside to Doughton. Kicks it out to Hield for 3. Wide open 3. Knocked down by Buddy Hield. It's a 1-point game with 1:05 remaining in the first quarter. Jackson gets it. The Sixers are on a 7-0 run over the last minute and 20 seconds. LaRiva trying to work around his defender, Doughton Jr., and he just makes it look like cheese as he got the layup to go. Doughton Jr. finds Council down low with a little football pass, and Jackson Jr. is guilty for committing the foul with 50.3 seconds left. My gosh, what a play by Doughton to just draw up the defense, and, well, they left Buddy Hield wide open for a three, even though Doughton did terrible on the next possession defensively. Well, it kind of made up for it. It's 32-29. Sixers down by 3. Jackson Jr. with 8 points and 2 rebounds as well. No assists for him. Council will go to the line. He misses the first foul shot, and, well, some more substitutions coming in for both teams. It'll be Campaign that subs in for Jeff Doughton Jr. Jackson Jr. will take a seat, and Matt Hurt will come in. He is the second backup center. Second foul shot by Council. He goes 0 for 2 and misses that free throw. Rebound by Lamar Stevens. They got a big lineup out there. It's Conchar, Stevens, Hurt, Lariva, and Jackson. That's Gigi Jackson. Lariva lets it fly for 3. Got it from the near wing and was able to hit the 27-footer. It's 35-29. 29 seconds on the game clock. 9 separating the shot clock from the game clock. Payne scoops it up and scoops it in as he got the layup to go. 35-31. And about less than half a second separating the shot clock from the game clock. Just now the Sixers got the 2 for 1. And, well, they could make it a 1-point game if they don't allow a bucket here. 10 on the shot clock. Again, Aldama gets it at the top of the key. He'll end up handing it off, and there's a near corner three by Matt Hurt. Offensive rebound is good as gold by Jake Lariva, who got the little putback point. 7 seconds on the game clock. Oubre goes up with a prayer. It wouldn't have counted anyways. And we go into quarter number 2. Philadelphia down by 6 points. They allowed 37 in the first quarter. I got to tell you that the Memphis Grizzlies were shooting 43% from 3. Sixers shooting 64%, but just not enough. We'll be right back. We're back on here. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We try to give you a live radio play-by-play for every single Sixers, Phillies, and Eagles game. See that we got some new people on here. That's absolutely awesome. Katie says, get your act together. I wanted to make sure that I gave a shout-out to Etha Jeffa P_68 as a Grizzlies fan. They will blow the lead if they're still up at halftime. It's a tradition. It sounds like a typical thing. But thank you so much for coming on here, man. I really do appreciate it. Let me know if you guys are tuning in. Please let me know. Please give me constructive criticism. You know, I love giving you guys the best type of radio play-by-play call that I can because I want to go into radio play-by-play. But I'm always looking for constructive criticism and feedback. So please, by all means, comment down below. Or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can always email me at jasonjosephonair@gmail.com. Or better yet, I'm actually going to pull it up right now. So that way you guys don't even have to do a thing. We're going to do this. Okay, so how about this? We'll copy and we'll paste this down below. So that way you can check out the LINKTREE. All right, so there we go, and you guys should be getting it right now. So you can follow me on all the social media platforms, and that's all you got to do. Mr. Man Created God, we need a Matt Geiger off the bench. Sixers need a lot of things in tonight's game without Tyrese Maxey, and Kyle Lowry, Joel Embiid, Robert Covington, and DeAnthony Melton. Harris with a dribble handoff to Oubre over at the top of the key. Buddy Hield back in there for the Sixers. And Mo Bamba getting his first piece of action tonight. Oubre to Hield. 6 on the shot clock. Oubre, or Hield that is, at the top of the key, wants to dance, puts up a 3. Didn't even hit the rim. It actually went wide left. And the rebound belongs to Memphis. It was Jackson Jr., I believe, that got the rebound. Dribble handoff to Aldama. Aldama's three-pointer is way too strong. Offensive rebound again by G.G. Jackson. Jackson puts it up, and, well, Stevens is able to put it up and in. It was actually Lamar Stevens that got the offensive rebound, I beg your pardon, and then just made the 5-footer. All right, so it's 39-31 nonetheless. Hield to Oubre on the near corner 3. Wide right, and another rebound by Conchar. He actually ended up colliding with a teammate. It looked like it was Stevens. All right, but they both get back up. So the Grizzlies trying to initiate some offense here. G.G. Jackson pulls up from 28 feet. There's a missed three-pointer. Harris got the rebound. And Oubre goes back up into the lane, and the ball gets blocked. And Oubre gets hit in the head. And he needs a minute to just regather himself. He was just he was just right at the baseline. He's still not up yet. He's flat on his back. I think he's actually slipped a little bit. And then yeah, it was John Conchard that just elbowed him right into the head. That has got to hurt. Yikes. What's up with the injury bug? That's a very good question. That's a really good question. All right, so Conchar gets called for a loose ball foul. I believe that they're going to review to see if this is a flagrant foul because Oubre got hit in the head. So that's why the refs are going over to the scorer's table to just check and see if there is indeed a flagrant foul. Didn't look like it was anything too unnecessary from my vantage point, but we'll have to wait and see what the call is. So it's a ref-initiated review. It's no challenge, nothing like that. And it's a really quick initiated review, so the call is overturned. There's Scott Foster with the call, one of the referees for tonight's game. And I believe it'll be a flagrant 1. Yes, it will. It's a flagrant 1, meaning that it was excessive contact. And Oubre should be going to the line for 2 free throws, and the Sixers will be getting the ball back in just a few moments after that. I wanted to just recap what I said before. I said that the Sixers play the Grizzlies again in March, when later on in the month, when they go on their West Coast road trip. They actually play Memphis in April, on April 6th. So that's towards the end of the regular season. Kelly Oubre Jr. tries to go to the line for 2. The first foul shot is up, and he drains it. Makes it 39-32. And the second foul shot, he is able to knock that one down as well. Oubre averaging 14.2 points per game this season, 4.5 rebounds, 1.2 assists per game as well. But he's been really solid over his last 2 games. He's put up back-to-back 20-point performances. Has been a really good spark plug for the Sixers off the bench. Buddy Hield gets the inbound, puts up a 3 on the near corner. Can't get it. Payne with the offensive rebound. A little runner is good. It was tipped off the hands of Conchar. And, well, the Sixers were able to get 4 points from that offensive possession. Conchar gets it, and now it's Lariva trying to drive it right to the lane over Oubre. And Mo Bamba says, I've had enough, and I'll take my first rebound of the game. Oubre, outlet pass, inside, goes up with a shot, and he can't get it, but he's fouled. So it was Bamba that actually made the little football pass all the way to Kelly Oubre Jr., and again, Oubre doing a good job at initiating the contact and being very assertive. So Oubre goes back to the charity stripe. The 28-year-old who's 6'7", and played at Kansas for college, was drafted in 2015 by the Atlanta Hawks. He's been, as we mentioned, over his last 2 games, he's been doing really, really well. He's actually had 51 points over his last 2 games. He had 30 against Brooklyn, which was last night, and 21 in Dallas. So the first foul shot, that's good. And the second foul shot is good as gold, too, by him. All right. Why is this up here? There we go. All right, 39-37, 9:53 left to go in the second quarter. Once again, Oubre makes both free throws. Lamar Stevens goes up with a jumper, and he hits it from the far corner. It was a 10-foot jumper. It's 41-37. Payne, Bamba, Oubre, Harris, and Hield all out there for the Sixers. Payne gets it at the top of the key, dribbles over towards the left side, will try to find some daylight to go down low, and he misses the little underhanded scoop. Lariva almost got the ball pickpocketed by Payne, throws it into the hands of Williams. That is Vince Williams Jr. 12 on the shot clock. Williams Jr. trying to take Kelly Oubre Jr. to SEPTA, turnaround runner, and it gets the friendly bounce. It actually hit the back of the rim and just danced around the front of the rim and trickled in. 43-37, Memphis and Philadelphia have each scored 6 points in this quarter so far. Oubre spinning, rolling, can't get it, and the rebound belongs to Lariva. He got the long rebound. Lariva thought about taking the 3, but it was intercepted by Buddy Hield. Hield with a little 1-on-3, and he gets past everybody and gets the right-handed underscoop to go on the right side of the baseline. Mr. Fluff Bucket, what's up? Thanks for subscribing to the channel, my guy. I really appreciate that. 43-39, Sixers down by 4. 5 on the shot clock. Memphis has it in their front court. Well, with the ball now is Lamar Stevens. Stevens gets the ball loose and knocked away by Bamba. Bamba to Hield, to Harris down low. Harris kicks it out to Oubre for a 3, but we have a turnover called on Kelly Oubre Jr. He stepped out of bounds. That's the second time tonight that Oubre has not watched his footing. Well, he tried to grab a rebound, a defensive rebound earlier in the first quarter, and his right big toe was just marked out of bounds. This time, he was trying to catch and shoot a 3 on the Sixers' far corner, and, well, his left foot was out of bounds. You can't have that happen. Another Sixers turnover. That's the second time that he's turned it over today. Aldama tries to get it, and we have a shot by Conchar. They actually, he throws it out of bounds. The shot went up, and it went out of bounds. I don't know how it got so wild, but nonetheless, the Sixers will get the ball back. Hield gets it in the Sixers front court, kicks it out to Harris, who hands it off back to Doughton Jr. Doughton trying to find Reed down low. Reed, reverse layup, got it. And now it's a 2-point ball game, 43-41 with 7:30 left. Step back J from Vince Williams Jr. is off the mark. It was for 3. Batum got the rebound, takes it all the way to Buddy Hield in the Sixers front court. Hield trying to part the Red Sea, and the Sixers tie it at 43. Well, now we're locked in. The Sixers on a 6-0 run. Over the last minute, 7:10 remaining in the second quarter. Sixers have definitely responded and have put up 12 points in this quarter alone. 7 minutes to go. All right, so getting the ball now is Lariva. 5 on the shot clock. Lariva at the top of the key will try to seesaw his way towards the lane. Can't get the layup to go. Offensive rebound by the Grizzlies again. Aldama, pump fake, 3-pointer on the near wing. No, another offensive rebound. 3-pointers up, and that's no good. Once again by Matt Hurt. And finally, the Sixers grab a rebound. Outlet pass from Buddy Hield to Harris. And that was a wild pass. I think Hield threw it a little bit too long for Harris as he could not stop his run and was just out of bounds. And the Sixers call a timeout after that turnover. Well, they'll be back in just a few moments. 6 minutes and 38 seconds left to go. JoJo says Memphis win. That's what he predicts. What's up, man? What's going on, guys? What's up, JoJo? What's up, Mr. Fluff Bucket? I appreciate you all for coming on here. Mr. Fluff Bucket says, oh, dang, this guy is actually pretty good at play-by-play. I'll park it. I'll park it here. Sounds really good. Go Philly. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, so my name is Jason. We go by play-by-play with JJ on here. You can call me JJ. You can call me Jason. You can call me whatever. But I started this channel about 15 months ago. I interned at NFL Films. I graduated from Rowan University with a sports communication and media degree. And I really wanted to go into sports broadcasting. And the long story short, I don't want to bore you all, is that I had some experience while I was in college. I was really fortunate. I got to call games on the radio for the Delaware Bluecoats, who were the G League affiliate of the 76ers, and also for the Wilmington Blue Rocks. They're the high A affiliate of the Washington Nationals. And I wanted to start this channel because I wanted to get reps. And I see how the new age of digital media is evolving, and I felt like that there's a home for this. And why not call games for teams that I love and give you guys a new medium that's different from, it's sort of like a radio cast, but it's more interactive, and it has you guys as the color commentators. And I think that it's just really cool from that perspective. People that are out of the market can tune in. People that are not, if they want to just be able to tune in another way, even if they're in the market, that's cool too. People that are out of the country, they get to tune into this, and also people that are into sports gambling as well. So it's just a very nice thing that we have going on over here. Mr. Man Created God, he says, Fluff, this dude is the best play-by-play on YouTube, and we got him covering our Sixers criminally undersubbed. Oh, thank you, man. It's like I'm still living in the market, tuned in to Tom McGinnis. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. People who don't have cable, just Wi-Fi. That's right. Thanks for the compliments, guys. I appreciate it. If you guys have any sort of critiques, I'm always looking to get better, man. Please comment down below, or you can also follow me on all the social media platforms. I'm gonna post it again right now, so that way you guys can reach out. We're learning as we go, but I've noticed that the reps really do matter. When you're doing it like once a day, when you're doing it like once a week, it's so different than when you're doing it every single day, or 3 to 4 times a week in regards to the NBA season. So there's a lot that goes into it, and we're trying to do this at a young age. All right, so the Sixers are out of the timeout. Here's Kennard at the top of the key. In the Grizzlies front court, they go from right to left. Jackson gets it with 5 on the clock. He'll try to fizzle his way down low. Left-handed underscoop layup is no good, and Harris is able to come up and corral his miss. Harris takes it onto the far wing. He'll be going up against Vince Williams Jr. A little dribble handoff to Batum. Batum back to Hield at the top of the key. Will now drive it in towards the elbow. A little runner, no good. Reed trying to fight for the rebound. He tips it 3 times. Got it. And he puts it back up and in. What an effort by Paul Reed. There were about 3 Memphis Grizzlies right near the basket, and Reed was just able to volleyball it to himself. He tipped it 3 times. He got the rebound. He reset and got the little underhanded scoop to go. It's 45-43. Kennard answers back with a layup of his own off the assist by Vince Williams Jr. Sixers looking for a counterpunch. Batum finds Buddy Hield back door. Bounce pass inside and an easy layup. Hield is able to make another shot. And Buddy with 9, 3, and 1. 3 assists and 1 rebound. Jackson catches, shoots, puts up a 3. Off the mark. Reed corrals his miss. And Doughton Jr. thought about passing it, but he'll take a far wing 3-pointer. And he hits it. Jeff Doughton Jr., what a big outing in his home debut in Philadelphia. He's 2 for 2 from downtown and has 8 points. A 5-point lead and another timeout called by Taylor Jenkins and the Memphis Grizzlies. 5 minutes left to go. Forgot to mention that. Wow. Jeff Doughton Jr. How about that, man? How about that? Guys, what are your final score predictions? Please make sure that you comment them down below if you have not done so already. All right. And if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, my name is Jason Joseph. We go by play-by-play with JJ on here, and that's what our channel is. We give you the play-by-play, and we try to paint the picture in your head. Guys, I don't really ask this question too often, but when you are watching a game or when you're tuning in, who would you say are your top five? Who are your top five favorite sports play-by-play announcers? Play-by-play, not sports broadcasters. I'm just saying, live event is on. Who do you want on the microphone? If you were to have a top five, don't put me in the top five because I don't count. Mine would be my top five right now. I'd have to go with Doc Emrick. Dead or alive. That's a good one. We'll do alive for now. Okay, we'll do alive. Alive for now. So Doc Emrick is one. I would put Kevin Harlan in that as well. I really like Kevin Harlan a lot. I would also have to put who else would I put in there? Kevin Harlan. I'm a little bit biased. I would have to put Harry Cal. Well, Harry Callis is not alive. I'm sorry. Rest in peace to Harry. I'd have to put Zumoff in there too. I think Mark Zumoff is such an incredible broadcaster. I like Beth Mowins a lot. I think she does a really, really good job. So she'd probably be my fourth. And my fifth would be Bob Costas. Al Michaels is really good too. He would be an honorable mention for me. Jim Jackson for the Flyers would also be up there as well. And also Kenny, oh my gosh, Kenny Albert would also be an honorable mention. But who would be your top five? It's 50-45. Jaren Jackson Jr. and Gigi Jackson come back into the ball game for Memphis. And Jackson Jr., as soon as they inbounded it, he commits an offensive foul. The Sixers have to try to take advantage of this turnover here. It's 50-45. We have a whistle called immediately as Jackson Jr. is able to block Paul Reed's shot, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll still be Sixers ball. Thought there was a whistle, but I guess not. 16 on the shot clock. 4:41 on the game clock. Reed gets the inbound. He was on the far corner. He tried to take it right to the cup, but he'll kick it out to Batum, and Batum, unfortunately, Paul Reed stepped out of bounds, and there's another turnover by the Sixers. So back-to-back turnovers by both teams. And now the Grizzlies trying to advance it into their front court, and they will do so. Doughton Jr. playing defense all over Vince Williams Jr. Kennard with a step back two, and it's blocked by Batum. And Jackson Jr. comes up with a little rebound. And we have a whistle called. It'll be on the Sixers. But Nick Batum able to just swat the basketball away out of Luke Kennard's hands. And Jackson got fouled by KJ Martin. It was just a personal foul. All right, so we'll look at yours. Jim Lampley. Jim Lampley's a good one. All right, Mike, I'll read yours in just a couple of moments. All right, so Luke Kennard will inbound it to Jackson Jr., and again, he gets fouled immediately, and that's on Paul Reed this time. Reed, that's, let's see here. So Reed has just 2 personal fouls, 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Kennard inbounds it to Jackson Jr. at the top of the key, dribbles it towards the foul line, kicks it back out to Vince Williams Jr., Williams to Luke Kennard for 3. Bullseye. Luke Kennard, a very lethal three-point shooter. He's shooting 45.8% from the field. And from 3 this season, he's been pretty good. He's shooting 50.5% on the road. And over his last 10 games, he's been shooting 50% from 3 overall. 50-48. Sixers lose the basketball, but they get it back. Doughton Jr. back to Reed on the low block. Reed, Eurostep, runner. Yes! 52-48, and Paul Reed now has it going on. 3:35 left to go. Three-pointer is up and no good by G.G. Jackson from 26 feet. Paul Reed got the board. Again, Doughton trying to control the offense. They swing it out to Batum. Batum gets the hot potato back. Doughton for three at the top of the key. Too strong. He had the look in. He just could not make it. He was left wide open. And Jaren Jackson Jr. comes up with his miss. All right, so Jackson for three from downtown. Off the mark. Rebound goes to Doughton Jr. Outlet pass to Reed out in transition. Reed gets it blocked by Jackson Jr. And the ball goes out of bounds. Paul Reed trying to fight for the ball on the ground. It did go out of bounds, but it'll still be Sixers ball. They'll say that it was last touched by Williams Jr. That is just a very good athletic play by Jaren Jackson III. He's such a lethal athlete when you just think about physicality and you think about Bulls running downhill to try to get some defensive stops. He's one of those guys that's so good at that. He's 24, played at Michigan State. All right, so the Sixers get the inbound again. Three-point shot is up by Oubre, and he nails it. A line drive laser from the top of the key by Kelly Oubre Jr. 55-48, 2.5 minutes left to go. Aldama spinning, rolling, kicks it back out, and finds G.G. Jackson. The ball gets intercepted by Doughton Jr., and he'll try to go into the transition. He'll solo it, he's set free, and he slams it down. Jeff Doughton Jr. making a huge impact for Philadelphia. And another timeout called by the Grizzlies. He has 10 points in this game. He's been lighting it up from three, and he's made some really good defensive plays as well. Crazy. All right, so let's see. Let's look at people's top five. So Jim Jackson for hockey, Tom McCarthy, Zumi, and Joe Buck. Joe Buck deserves flowers, man. Joe Buck really does deserve his flowers because his father was great, but Joe is really, really good too. And not only is he a really nice guy, but he has gotten a lot better when it comes to calling football games, and it's all about reps. It really is. I thought that he was, I thought that he was okay when it came to calling the World Series. I liked him on baseball. Thought he was really, really good with golf. I think that he definitely does deserve more respect for sure. I'm with you on that. Merrill Reese, Tom McGinnis. I'm putting Kerry, then Zoom off, and then Jim Jackson on that. I love Bob Costas on a national level, although I'm freaked out that he's made of plastic and still looks the same. Al Michaels is great too. I like that list. That's a very good list. I love that a lot. It's 57-48. Sixers lead it by 9. Kennard gets the inbound. He'll end up handing it off to Jake LaRiva from downtown, and LaRiva's three-pointer, it's off the mark. He shot it from the near wing, and the Sixers got the rebound. Batum in the Sixers front court. Bounce pass to Doughton, who's at the foul line. Another little skip pass to Paul Reed. Reed dribbles around the timeline, and a shoot off the dribble on the near elbow. He got it. He had a lot of space, and he shot it off the dribble. Paul Reed now, give him 13 and 6. Oubre collides with Kennard, or that was Jackson Jr., and he gets called for the personal foul. That was Kelly Oubre Jr. again. You got to be really careful. That's his second personal foul, but he's made a couple of really bad fouls over the last couple of minutes. The Sixers have three guys out there in double figures, and that's Reed, Oubre, and Doughton. 2-point shot off the mark by Luke Kennard. It was a 16-foot pull-up jumper. Reed got the rebound, and a whistle called in Sixers territory with 1:28 left to go in the second quarter. I don't know what the call was, but I have to just wait and see. So the Sixers, they're 19 and 13 at home. They're playing at the Wells Fargo Center tonight. They're 35 and 26 overall. And this team, well, they're trying to stay out of the play-in tournament. They're battling with New York, Indiana, Miami, and Orlando. So we have a technical foul called against Taylor Jenkins. I don't know which ref signaled it. Luke Kennard got a technical foul too, it seemed like. And Oubre will go up with the first foul shot, and he drains it. And it's 60-48. So it was just Luke Kennard. That's who it was. It was just Luke Kennard. On the NBC Sports app, they said that Taylor Jenkins got called for a 2, but that's not the case. So the Sixers made a technical foul free throw, and they get the ball back. They lead it by a dozen. Doughton inbounds it to Reed, who gets the little dribble handoff back to Doughton. Doughton to Oubre at the top of the key. Oubre drives it in towards the right side. Then he lost the basketball, went out of bounds towards the Sixers baseline. And another turnover by Oubre. That's been the only thing that's been a little bit costly for the Sixers. Kelly Oubre Jr.'s mistakes and his turnovers have not been good. But the Sixers do lead it by 12. 1:12 left to go in the first half. Jackson gets it at the top of the key. He'll try to muster his way through, past Batum, and he got the finger roll finish to go. Jaren Jackson Jr. with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 block. He's 0 for 4 from 3 and 5 for 12 from the field. Oubre drives it to the foul line and hands it back off to Doughton at the top of the perimeter. Doughton wants to dance, but he stops and has to pick up his dribble. Well, has to pass it to Reed, and Reed puts up an elbow jumper, and he connects. Paul Reed with the Midas touch, and the Sixers back up by 12. 37 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Aldama catches, shoots, and puts it down for 3 and 1. KJ Martin fouled him in the act of shooting on the far wing. And, well, Aldama's going to go back to the line for one more. KJ Martin got called for a shooting foul last night. It actually ended up being a flagrant 1 foul that would result in 3 free throws. And, well, he's been having some trouble just fouling guys in the act of shooting. And when you need somebody on the perimeter, you don't want to give any sort of opponent life. And the foul shot is good by Aldama. He converts on the 4-point opportunity. Oubre gets the dribble handoff. 21 seconds on the game clock, 10 on the shot clock. Oubre steps back for 2 and nails it inside the top of the key 3. And the Sixers back up by double figures. The shot clock's unplugged. Jackson gets it at the Wells Fargo Center sign. Wants to take on Paul Reed. Reed needs help, and Jackson finishes with the left hand. He got the little line drive baby hook to go. 64-56. 4 seconds to go. Oubre gets it in Sixers territory. Step back jumper on the near wing. He airballed it. And that's going to wrap things up as we go into halftime. The Sixers up by 8 points. They put up 64 in the first half. And, well, they're looking to see what the second half has in store for themselves as they're trying to at least split the back-to-backs. I'm going to take a very, very quick step off. I will be right back in literally 2 minutes, and we'll have a little halftime report on here. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and subscribe and hit that bell icon. Be right back. It's 8:36 p.m. Eastern Time. Play-by-play with JJ here. Of course, covering the Sixers, the Phillies, and the Eagles on here. Cannot believe that opening day is almost here. I'm so excited. I think I'm actually going to be going to the game on opening day. But hey, you know, the one thing that we're trying to do is we're also trying to get other voices on here and other people that either I graduated with or have met here on YouTube or at other networking events. So we're trying to get as many voices on here as possible. I don't think I will be here for opening day, but we're still going to be providing you play-by-play coverage. I also do want to announce, while I have you guys on right now, that there will obviously be times where the Sixers and the Phillies will be playing at the same time, but we are still going to be giving you all the play-by-play coverage that we possibly can. So with that being said, if there is a time conflict between the Sixers and the Phillies game, I'll be covering one of the games, and then I will be getting somebody else to cover the other game. And they'll try to give you, of course, they'll provide you with the best play-by-play that they can possibly provide, and they'll, keep you all intact with everything that's going on. And I want to make sure that we can help build their social media platforms, because when I'm on the come up, I like bringing people up with me. That's my mentality. I like giving back to other people, and I want to give other people a chance. And that's what we're going to do. So I just wanted to give you that as a heads up. People are like, oh, JJ, how are you going to be covering the Sixers and the Phillies, of course, when both things happen at the same time? Don't worry. We got it all figured out, and we will be I'm excited that you guys are going to hear some of these people that I've called games with at school, some people that I've met on here. You know, we're going to be getting some actual play-by-play announcers and try to give them as many opportunities as possible. So that's what it's going to be, and I think that you'll really, really enjoy that. All right, so back to our programming here on Play-by-Play with JJ. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We're back for the Sixers game. The Sixers lead it by 8 points in halftime. I want to hear from you guys. So comment down below what the Sixers need to do in the second half if they want to take care of business against this Grizzlies team. Before I get into that, though, Mr. Fluffbucket says, I'm stoked. I wanted to read this person's comment. He says, I grew up listening to all the Big Four sports on the radio more than I ever watched. JJ gives me nostalgia, but is also really talented. Oh, thank you. Haven't been back to RB's channel since he subbed for him. Oh, thanks, man. Shout out to RB, because RB really does do a really good job. And I really have a lot of respect for him. He's a grinder, and he really is so consistent. When you're doing this, you really got to be consistent. There's no doubt about it. But, I do appreciate the compliment so much. It, means more than words. You ever go to a CCC to catch a basketball game there? I haven't been there in a while, to be honest with you. I have not been there in a while, so I can't say that I have. I am going to 2 Blue Coats games next week when the Sixers are off, and I'm going to go visit, of course, the people that I worked with, and that'll be really cool, so I'm excited about that. Basketball and hockey move so quickly to call them like these guys do. Like, what these guys do is insane, and I love it. Yeah, I'll tell you this, and I'm happy that we're talking about this because, look, again, what makes this so cool is that you guys control the narrative on here too. I always like to bring this up every once in a while, but one of my favorite things when I was really young, I always wondered what would happen if I actually had the chance to talk to Harry Kalas. Because I loved baseball, and I loved listening to Harry from 2007 to 2011. I know that I was late with it, even though I was really young. I'm just saying late in regards to listening to Harry. But I like to listen to him, and I always wondered what it would be like to have a conversation with him. And this is essentially what this is. That's the cool thing about it. And you guys are having a conversation with me. And we're talking back and forth. It's you and I that are having a conversation. And that takes the storytelling to a brand new level. And that's, I think, one of the main reasons why ESPN eventually and these other big networks are going to try to go to this, because A, it saves money, B, it's also more interactive, and C, it's more convenient. You know, it's more convenient for you guys. So that's, I think, a really cool thing about it too. Basketball and hockey move so quickly, and I like that. Yeah, hockey is tough. I wanted to try to do hockey this year. It was too much for me. It wasn't the pace of the sport. Honestly, it was just the fact that I was covering the Sixers. And now I see, like, if I do it for the Phillies, like, that's fine because even though, yes, it's almost every day, you're covering one team. When you're covering two different teams for football, I'm fine with it because it's, like, once a week. But with hockey, it's hard because it's, like, on a basketball schedule. And it's really time-consuming, and you have to keep up with both teams. It's tough. It's really tough. All right, offensive rebounds have to happen. So we're going to pull up the box score for you guys and, want you guys to see how the game is going from just this type of perspective. So that way you don't have to change the page, nothing like that. Where is it? All right, so we will go right here. Is this it? Okay, good. All right, so here is the page for you guys. And this is the little box score that we have going on right here. So the Sixers. Sorry. I pressed the wrong button. I said Control-T. That's not right. Come on, Jason. Come on, Jason. We're still learning technology as we do this. Come on, man. It's, what is Zoom? Zoom is it's Control Plus, not Control-T. Control Plus. There we go. Great. There we go. We're trying to get caught up with technology. All right, so Jaren Jackson Jr. has 12 points. He's leading the way for the Grizzlies. He also has 4 rebounds and 2 blocks. He's been really good defensively in this game, and that's pretty much like what you expect from him. He's their best defensive player on the team, even when everybody's healthy. He's a guy that can get a lot of blocks down low, but he also gets you steals, and he's a very big presence in the paint. The Sixers honestly could benefit with a guy like him because he's just so athletic, and he does things that an actual power forward should be doing. So, Sandy Aldama, he made 2 big threes in the first quarter. Only 7 points. He didn't score any in the second quarter. They only put up 19 points as a team in that second quarter. Vince Williams Jr., hopefully they can try to slow him down a little bit. And Jake LaRiva, too, off the bench because both of them have 10 points. They've been shooting really well from 3. Kennard made a couple of 3-pointers. They're actually shooting 33% from 3. But LaRiva, Kennard, and Aldama have each made 2, and they're all 6 for 12 combined from 3. The Sixers, well, the leading scorer, how about this? It's Paul Reed and Kelly Oubre Jr. So Reed with 15 points and 7 rebounds. He has 3 offensive boards, and that is a really big thing because he's given the Sixers some second-chance opportunities, and K.J. Martin had a couple of big offensive rebounds, too. There was one play where he had a putback jam, and then as soon as he did that, it was right after that happened, on the next offensive possession, he hit a wide-open 3 from the top of the key. That was really awesome. And the Sixers needed that spark because it was the first timeout called. They were down 16-8, and then they go on an 8-2 run. So, and K.J. Martin scored 5 points during that 8-2 run in that first quarter. Jeff Doughton Jr., good game for him so far. He's shooting really well from 3. It's a bonus when you have other guys shooting well. You want to see Buddy Hield try to take more threes? I'm a little bit curious as to why he's not taking more shots. I need him to be taking more, and I feel like that when you're without Tyrese Maxey, and you guys can comment down below and see if you agree with this or not, but when you're without Maxey, somebody else has to take the shots, and Buddy's numbers have to be going up from the shooting department. Now, what's nice is that Kelly has put up 5, and he's 2 for 5, so he's not struggling from 3, but I just don't think that that's a long-term solution. I'd rather have Buddy Hield as my number 1 3-point shooting option when there's no Lowry, when there's no Maxey, and when there's no Melton and no Embiid. That's how I look at it. All right, what else do we have? We'll take a look at the team stats for you guys. So we'll do that right now. And we'll pull that up really quickly before we get into this second half. The Sixers are shooting 52% from the field. They're also shooting 53% from three. The Grizzlies, they were shooting really well from three at the end of the first quarter, but they really got ice cold, and that's why they put up 19 points. Again, the Sixers do deserve some credit from the defensive perspective because they were able to get some stops, but also just the three-point shooting by Jaren Jackson Jr. He's 0 for 5 tonight from three, as we just mentioned. He's been pretty cold. Sixers have gotten 6 offensive rebounds. They're out rebounding the Grizzlies. It seemed like it was pretty even. It didn't really seem like the Sixers were dominating on the glass. I think that Mike Green said that it's important to get more offensive rebounds, and I technically agree with that. But so far, it's pretty even. They both have scored 28 points in the paint, so it's been pretty good. Yeah, the Sixers aren't blowing this team away. It's not like that you would probably expect them to blow this team away without 5 of their guys, but it's just good that they're winning, and they have to just keep their foot on the gas pedal. I'm done ranting. I want to hear from the people. The people. That's you guys down low. Let's see what y'all have to say. We'll pull up some chats. Talking to me, mister. I don't know, CC. Comcast Center. My middle son is on a plague there in the auditorium. Third team All-American Baseball. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Machiavelli, what's going on? Thanks so much for thanks so much for coming on here. I was looking at MG's Camden County Community College thing. When I was across the Delaware, I avoided Camden. Says Mr. Mangrafted. JJ, good luck for us. Yeah, I agree with that. Temple alum. What's up, DFJ? If you guys are also, I forgot to mention this, but on the tonight we are going to be having a post-game show. It's not going to be on here. We're going to be doing it at probably 10:30, about a half hour after the game ends. And I'm going to be doing it with DFJ. It's going to be on his channel, but we're also going to be pushing it on our channel too. But yeah, man, it's downtown too. It's crazy. I'm happy that y'all are catching up on here. That's so awesome. You know, I could get more rebounds, says Mr. Fluff Bucket. That's funny. But yeah, rebounds are a big thing, and they just got to continue to shoot the three ball well. I want this to be a Buddy Hield Buddy Hield third quarter. That's what I want. I want him to really explode. But again, as long as they get the win, that's all I really care about. But it would just be nice to see Buddy Hield do really well from three. All right, so the game's back on. We're going to refresh our little scoreboard here. All right, so the Sixers have it because they lost the tip-off. Campaign left wide open for three, and it goes in and out. Payne grabs his own offensive rebound. It went all the way towards the elbow, and he'll hand it back off to Buddy Hield from downtown, and Buddy Hield is able to make the trifecta. You can't leave him wide open. He's a very good three-point shooter, 67-56. Jackson being assertive. That's Jaren Jackson Jr. He gets fouled, and they'll head back to the charity stripe for 2 free throws. Jackson had 12 points in the first half, 4 rebounds, and 2 blocks. And for the Sixers, their leading scorers were Kelly Oubre Jr. and Paul Reed, who each had 15 points. Jackson knocks down the first free throw, and it's a 10-point ball game. He's 24 years old. He was a game-time decision for tonight's game. He's averaging about 22.5 points per game this season, and about 5.5 rebounds to go with that as well. Second foul shot, and it's a single-digit lead as Jaren Jackson Jr. hits both free throws. Reed over at the foul line extended, passes it outside to Harris. Tobias drives it right to the lane. Runner is up and in, and Tobias Harris able to get going in the third quarter to give the Sixers an 11-point lead. Kennard dribbles around the screen and bounce passes it to Jackson. Jackson back to Kennard for a pick-and-pop three-pointer, and Hield grabs his miss. Hield with a pass to Payne. Payne back to Hield for a near-wing three. It's off the mark. He had the look, just could not knock it down. 69-58 still in the third quarter. Jackson bounces it all the way to Aldama. Aldama fizzles his way through and gets the finger roll finish to go on the left side of the baseline. He just parted the Red Sea. Nobody was playing defense on him. They just split right away. And Aldama able to get his first 2 points of the second half. He has 9 in this game. Reed with a little lob inside to Harris, who's on the low block. He's being guarded by Kennard. And there's a whistle called against Luke Kennard, I believe. It'll be against the Grizzlies nonetheless. All right, so we are going to pull this scoreboard down so that way you guys can see this. I apologize about that. All right, so Harris will actually go to the line. We have a technical foul called on the Grizzlies again, and Harris knocks down the free throw. This is a guy who at one point was shooting 92% from the line during the year. We'll get you a name on who the technical foul was called on. It was actually a defensive 3-second violation on Jaren Jackson Jr. Sixers get it back. They inbound it from their own sideline. Payne on the drive to the basket, kicks it out to Batum for a near corner three. Yes, sir. 73-60, Nico Batum. He can hit things when he's wide open too. 13-point lead for Philadelphia. Jackson almost lost it on the ground. Fight for the loose ball between him and Reed. Buddy Hield came over to the rescue. And Jackson, in a little bit of pain, has his right hand over his head. He's flat on his back, but does get helped up by a couple of teammates. The Sixers, out of the gates, done a pretty good job at just, making some threes, but also doing really good out in the transition game. So that is a good thing to see if you're the Philadelphia 76ers. Jump ball occurring at the Memphis foul line between Reed and Jackson. Reed 6'9", Jaren Jackson about 6'11". The ball goes out of bounds. It was touched by Paul Reed, and it'll be Memphis basketball with 9:39 remaining in the third quarter. Jackson with 14 points. I wanted to mention that in the last game that he played, he actually had 33. It was on February 28th. He had 33 points and 13 rebounds. It was also 3 for 10 from 3, but 8 for 10 from the foul line. And he's been really, really sharp ever since before he got injured. Kennard gets the inbound pass, and we have a shot that goes up and in. Will it count, though? That's the question, because it looked like there was a foul on the floor, and I don't think that they're going to count it. Kennard is looking over at the ref saying, how could that happen? A little confused, but the refs are, what are they doing? They're going back over towards the scorer's table? What's going on? Was there a timeout called? I'm a little bit confused. But they're all going over towards their benches, so it's an official review. I'm confused as to what just happened, but that's just me. Both teams will play again in Memphis on April 6th. That's when Game 2 of this regular season series occurs. The last time that the Grizzlies won here in Philadelphia, it was back in 2021. So it's been a little bit of time. I know that that they don't play because they're a Western Conference team. They don't really play them too much, but I just thought that was interesting, and I wanted to just provide that out there too for you guys. Joel has really done he's done a pretty good job when he has played against the Grizzlies, but in recent years, he just has not stayed healthy. 73-60, so Batum got called for a personal foul. They say it was just on the floor, and it'll still be Memphis basketball with 9:39 remaining in the third quarter. Love JJ, says Mavel Shakur. What is up, Cam? How you doing, Cam? Appreciate you so much for coming on here. All right, it's a 13-point lead. Here is Vince Williams Jr., who will kick it out to Aldama. Aldama back to Williams Jr., who cuts right through the lane. It was a pick-and-roll play, and Williams goes down with the flush. Payne almost lost it. Finds Harris. Harris to Payne, who cuts in towards the lane. They pass it around the timeline. Harris kicks it out to Payne for a far corner three. Too strong. Another offensive rebound by Cam Payne. On the near wing is Buddy Hield. Kicks it back out to Harris on the far corner. Harris down low to Reed underneath the basket. Goes up with a shot. It's blocked by Jaren Jackson Jr. And Reed comes back up with it. 3 on the shot clock. Payne for 3 from downtown. Yes! Oh, yes, baby! Cam Payne is able to knock down the flamethrower. 76-62. What a sequence of events. And, well, the Memphis Grizzlies lose the basketball, and they turn it over as it goes out of bounds by Jackson Jr. Payne on a drive. Handoff all the way to Reed. Reed's runner is no good. Good defense by Conchar and Aldama. Jackson on the far corner in Memphis territory. Now is on the near wing. Pulls up for 3, and finally he hits his first three-pointer of the night. He was 0 for 5 before that three-pointer was shot and is now 1 for 6. Harris kick out to Hield on the far wing, trying to answer back with a 3 of his own. Can't do so. And Jackson comes up with rebound number 6. 17 points and 6 boards for him. Jackson is fouled in the act of shooting on a drive to the basket by B-Ball Paul. And he'll go back to the line for 2 more free throws. Reed has to start being a little bit careful because that's his 3rd personal foul, and you don't want him to get into foul trouble, especially when Jaren Jackson is starting to get things going. All right, it's 76-65. Jackson at the line. First foul shot. It rims around the rosy and dances in. Oh, boy. What a game, man. A lot of action in this third quarter, something that is beautiful about the game of basketball. There's really not a lot of downtime. It's always back and forth. There's always a lot of action, and that's what makes these things so much fun. Jackson can't knock down the second foul shot. He goes 1 for 2 from the line. Hield got the rebound. It was tipped off the hands of Kennard into the hands of Buddy Hield. Harris at the top of the key. Hands it off to Cam Payne, who will try to fizzle his way through. Goes up inside against Jackson, and Jackson got it blocked. Or Jackson Jr. blocked it, but he gets called for a foul. And he's not happy about that. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Actually, excuse me, he did not get called for a foul. He blocked it, but it's still Sixers ball. It was last touched by Jackson. Batum at the foul line gets the inbound. Here's Cam Payne on the drive back to the basket, and another foul. This time it is called on Jackson Jr. There were 7 seconds on the shot clock. I really like what Cam Payne is doing in the offensive sets. Because they don't have Kyle Lowry as the floor general, Cam Payne has really done a good job at just making some plays for his teammates. And that's why, even though he has 3 assists today, he's had a couple of hockey assists too. Payne's first foul shot is able to go down the drain. 77-66, the Sixers up by 11. Cam Payne, of course, was acquired by the Sixers. He was traded for Patrick Beverley, played for the Milwaukee Bucks earlier this season. Also spent some time with the Phoenix Suns as they lost to the Bucks in the 2021 NBA Championship. He knocks down the second free throw. Sixers go back up by 12. Here's Kennard on the near wing. Kennard, lob pass to Aldama. Aldama trying to play chess, and he'll kick it back out to Vince Williams Jr., who steps back, pulls up for 3, and hits the J from way downtown on the far wing. Sixers go from right to left. They're in their blue and white home uniforms. Harris at the top of the key, and Memphis, they're in their white and blue uniforms with the blue numbers and the blue letters on the front and the back. Hield, step back J from the elbow, too short. And Jackson is able to climb up the ladder and come down the chimney. Aldama catches, thought about taking the 3, finds Jackson on the low block. Harris tries to poke it loose. It goes into the hands of Luke Kennard. 5 on the shot clock. Aldama trying to go inside with a little reverse layup, and Batum blocks it. And all of a sudden we have a shot clock violation called. Sixers will get the ball again. Aldama turns it over, and the Sixers call a timeout. They lead it by 9 with 6:44 left in the third quarter. And they'll be right back. All right. Mr. Man Created God says Sixers are probably winning the boards because almost all the guards are out. I wish that they would kind of go back to Ricky Council. Maybe in the fourth quarter they could do that, but I don't know. Doughton got some good minutes in that first half and made some really good shots. I like that. That was really cool. DFJ says, yep, we agreed. We agreed and we'll do it. What's up, Charles? Thanks so much for coming on here. I just smashed that like button. Good night, he says. Good night, man. Thanks so much for always supporting the channel, and I hope that you have a good night, my guy. This is powerful indeed. It is really powerful. Buddy. Mike Green's so good. NBA action is fantastic on a Wednesday night. Sports is always great on a Wednesday night, unless it's football, because the NFL should never be played on a Wednesday night. But even if NFL was on Wednesday night, I'm sure that we would all watch it. I love Buddy. I hope that we resign him and see him with a healthy JoJo. Me too, man. Imagine like the amount of space that he's going to get from three. Like, you have to cover Maxey, you have to cover Joel, and now you got Buddy Hield and Kyle Lowry and Campaign, along with these other forwards that can, knock down shots. This team kind of reminds me a little bit of that 2021 Milwaukee Bucks team in a sense, because they surrounded Giannis with shooters and snipers, but guys that could also make plays on the floor. That's why you had the Eric Bledsoes of the world. That's why you had the Drew Holidays. That's why you had Bobby Portis coming off the bench. And Bobby Portis is still there, of course, but Chris Middleton was really good. And they just had other guys like P.J. Tucker that could just step up too. And I think that the Sixers finally have that around Joel. He just has to stay healthy. That's the number one thing. Clearly, the Grizz need big country back. No one can call a game like JJ says Machiavelli. What's up, Machiavelli? You're the best, man. Shout out to you, dude. Thanks so much for always supporting the channel and coming on here. It means the world to me. The Magic are tied 96-96. The Sixers could use a Magic loss. They could use some help from the Wizards if they want to try to get back into the 4 seed or work their way back up to get the 4 seed in the Eastern Conference standings. The Knicks are not on tonight. Neither are the Heat. Neither are the Pacers either. Oubre has 15 points. He has yet to score a bucket in this third quarter. But Philadelphia going from right to left. Harris in the lane. Kicks it back out to Doughton Jr. on the near wing for a 3. Thought about taking the 3, but decided not to. Harris trying to bully his defender down low. It's Luke Kennard, and now the help comes. He'll kick it out to Batum with a quick trigger, and that's off the mark. 2.2 seconds left. We're on the shot clock, and we have a shooting foul called. A very late whistle on Vince Williams Jr., and Batum will go to the charity stripe for 3 free throws. I didn't really see the foul, to be honest with you, but Jake LaRiva will step in for John Conchar, and Jeff Doughton Jr. will replace Campaign. Well, he just did replace Campaign, but I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. All right, so Batum knocks down free throw number 1. It's him, Harris, Martin, Oubre, and Doughton. Second foul shot, that's good too. Of course, he was acquired in the trade for James Harden. That would send Robert Covington himself, KJ Martin, and Marcus Morris Sr. to Philadelphia, and they also got some draft picks back in the deal too. Meanwhile, James Harden, Philippe Petrusev, and PJ Tucker all went to the Clippers. All 3 free throws, good as gold for Nico Batum. Santi Aldama. Well, he misses the alley-oop pass. KJ Martin got the rebound, outlet pass to Kelly Oubre Jr. Floater is up, and that's no good. Kelly grabs his own miss, and he'll grab it again as he puts up another shot, and he gets fouled. So, good effort by Kelly Oubre Jr., KOJ, and Jake LaRavia is the one that is guilty for committing the shooting foul once again. This Memphis team, they're without Ja Morant, they're without Desmond Bane, and without, of course, Brandon Clark. Still no Derrick Rose. Jaren Jackson Jr. just came back, but Zaire Williams, he's injured too. So they have, and I forgot to mention too, Marcus Smart is injured. So it's like their whole starting lineup is out except for Jaren Jackson Jr. It's crazy. Oubre does make the first foul shot. G.G. Jackson will step back in for Kennard. And Oubre makes both free throws. It's 83-69. We're halfway done the third quarter. Sixers have put up 19 points in this quarter alone. Aldama gets it on the near wing, will try to go through, and he misses the bunny. Grabs his own rebound, though, kicks it back out, and the three-point shot is up, and that's no good on the near corner by G.G. Jackson. And another offensive rebound by Jake LaRavia, and K.J. Martin is guilty for committing a shooting foul once again. That's the second time in this game that he's gotten called for committing a shooting foul. He now has 3 personal fouls. And LaRavia is going to go to the line. First foul shot, he drains it and is able to swish it. It's 83-70. Jake LaRavia is 22 years old. He went to Wake Forest and was the 19th overall pick by the Minnesota Timberwolves back in 2022. He does miss the second free throw and goes 1 for 2 from the line. The rebound belongs to K.J. Martin. Doughton dribbling around the screen and dribbles now around the timeline. Finds Oubre Jr. wide open for 3. Off the mark. Batum tries to put it back up and in, and he does so. Nick Batum, they call it a dunk. I don't know about that, but it's 85-70 nonetheless. I don't know what you call it, a layup or a dunk, or is that just a layunk? Oh, my gosh. 85-72. LaRavia makes a driving layup, and will try to get back on defense. Doughton at the top of the key. LaRavia playing on him, and now switches things up over to Tobias Harris, and LaRavia swats it away. It goes out of bounds, and the Sixers retain possession it's actually on the far sideline. So, yeah, Batum. Yep, I guess you do call that a dunk. I'm looking at it on the replay, and that was a right-handed sledgehammer, technically. It was really an assisted dunk because Doughton looked like that he leaped up, too, to try to help him get that in. Oubre with a step-back J from the near elbow, and it's a little bit short. And you usually never see that, but it was like, here, let me give you a little bit of some help here, and I'll get a little share of the rock, too, as you try to put it up and in and slam it home. 85-72, 4:30 remaining in the third quarter, 5 on the shot clock. Jackson goes up with a shot, and he is fouled. He got twisted and turned along with his teammate LaRavia, and Jaren Jackson Jr. falls onto his belly. He's in a little bit of pain. He actually rolled over onto his belly. Oubre blocked Jackson Jr.'s shot before the whistle was called, and the big Grizzly now finally sitting up, and he's leaning over just a little bit. Will they call a shooting foul, though, on that play? I guess that they will. They didn't signal it on the ESPN app, but Oubre, I thought, played really good defense. And it was unfortunate because when Jackson Jr. fell, he actually fell on his right side, ended up making contact with LaRavia, and his head actually hit his right knee, LaRavia's right knee. So that is not good. And Jackson Jr. now going into the tunnel. He's holding on. I can't tell if that's his right wrist or not. But Oubre, well, the refs are going to see if this is indeed a flagrant foul. Grizzlies call for time here. That's not good. They are going to check during this timeout to see if there is a flagrant foul indeed on Kelly Oubre Jr. See if there was unnecessary roughness here. That's crazy. Damn, Toby being Toby. Yep. Where is my mouse? There it is. Sorry about that. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and subscribe. The name is Jason Joseph. If you guys would like to donate to the channel, you don't have to, but you can feel free to leave a super chat down below. You can also donate via PayPal or Venmo. The links to that are also in the link tree, and I'm going to post that right now. If you want to follow Play-by-Play with JJ on all the socials there are in the entire world, there is the link. You just got to click on it. We need one more like to get to 30 likes, and we need 30 more subs to get to 1,800. What are y'all waiting for? Algo Gang, do your thing. If you guys are interested in becoming moderators for this channel, please feel free to comment down below. You know, I would really appreciate that. I could always use good mods for sure. Well, that sucks. That stings. I feel bad for Jaren Jackson Jr. I hope he's okay. I really, really do. I'm going to take a very quick step off. I'll be right back. All right? I'm going to stretch for just a little bit. See you in about a minute. Been a pretty slow third quarter. Sixers have been able to put up 21 points during this third quarter. All right, so the Sixers had a coach's challenge. The call was overturned, and the Sixers retained their timeout. I don't know. So the challenge that was made was actually on the ball, if whether or not it actually last touched Kelly Oubre Jr.'s hand or if it was off of Jackson Jr.'s hands. And, well, the Sixers actually overturned the call. So the initial ruling, and they didn't specify this, but was that it would have been Memphis basketball. So that's what the challenge was. There was no official replay on whether or not it was a flagrant foul on Kelly Oubre Jr. So I stand corrected. It's 85-72. 4:13 remaining in the third quarter. Oubre on the drive to the basket, lays it up and in. And the Philadelphia 76ers are up by 15 points. So they increase their lead. The lineup out there for Memphis, it's Conchar, Williams Jr., Stevens, LaRavia, and Gigi Jackson. Jaren Jackson Jr. just went back into the locker room, just came back from the injured list for the Memphis Grizzlies today. He's been out since February 27th, so he's getting evaluated. We have a layup that's good by Lamar Stevens. And the Sixers have it on their front court. 5 on the shot clock. Tobias Harris trying to scoop and score. It's denied and swatted away by Conchar. 4 on 2 with a little layup that's good by Gigi Jackson. And now it's an 11-point ball game. It's 87-76. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Sixers trying to just keep their foot on the gas pedal and not take their foot off. Harris catches, shoots in rhythm on the near wing. No good. And rebounded again by Lamar Stevens. An 11-point lead for Philadelphia. Oubre sticks his hand into the cookie jar, and the steal belongs to the Sixers. Tobias Harris actually got a little block, and Oubre came up with it. Oubre tries to go up with a shot, and that's blocked again. And here comes a little driving layup by Jackson. That was Gigi Jackson. That's no good. And all of a sudden on the offensive side, KJ Martin gets it. And Martin gets, I believe that he got fouled in the act of shooting by John Conchar. Yeah, sorry about that. The screen froze for a second. Now we're back. All right, good. Lumball McLovin. What's going on, man? You got 33 likes. Great news, brother. PS5 is here. That's awesome, man. That's absolutely awesome. So happy about that. Sixers lead it by 11 points. 2:35 left to go in the third quarter. Martin's first foul shot is good as gold as he drains it and swishes it. All right, it's 88-76. Jackson Jr. steps back onto the court, so he's back in there. And Vince Williams Jr. will take a quick breather. Buddy Hield and Ricky Council IV will make their first Council IV will make his first appearance of the second half. Hield will make his second appearance. And the second foul shot, that's good by KJ Martin. So KJ was 7, 4, and 3. 2 for 2 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3. Jackson steps back, lets it fly for 3. No good. LaRavia grabs an offensive rebound and puts it back up and in. LaRavia now with 7 rebounds and 17 points. He has got it going on. Doughton to Council on the near wing. Another dribble handoff to Hield. Hield gives it back to Council. Council tries to part the Red Sea, but he gets called for the travel. And you can't do that. He dribbled, or he actually just stepped about 3 times. And another careless turnover by the Sixers. So you really can't be doing those types of things. And unfortunately, the Sixers, they turn it over there. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. A lot of back-and-forth action between both these teams. Jackson wants to take on K.J. Martin. Jackson gets a little double team, and the runner is good. But they're going to call a foul on the floor on K.J. Martin, that is. So Jackson, because Memphis is in the bonus, he will go to the line to shoot a pair of foul shots. This Memphis team, when you just take a look at how they've been doing over their last 5 games, the thing about it is that they are a very gritty team, even without Ja, Desmond Bane, and Marcus Smart, and some of their other traditional starters. They started off the season so slow, but they did win their last game in Brooklyn, 106-102. Jackson makes the first foul shot and connects on the second one as well. But then they lost to Portland in the game before in an overtime loss. It was 107-100 at home in Memphis, at their home. 1:39 left to go in the third quarter. Doughton passes it to Reed. Reed was at the top of the key, decides to dribble down low, hands it off to Oubre. Oubre gets it back, and he gets fouled. Oubre tried to just go up with a left-handed hook shot, but he could not do so. And now the Sixers are in the bonus. More free throws coming up in about a couple of seconds. The Clippers are down by 9 tonight to the Houston Rockets. There's 3 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third quarter of that game. It's actually on ESPN. And the Cleveland Cavaliers, who had a really big win, a nice comeback win versus Boston a couple of nights ago, well, they're up by 2 going into the fourth quarter. Oubre knocks down the first free throw, the second one coming right on up. It's 89-87 in that game, and we were talking about it just before. The Cavs were down by 24 points with about 6 minutes left to go in that game, and they ended up coming back to win by 1. And the Celtics have been the best team in the NBA. Second foul shot good by Kelly Oubre Jr. Jackson for 3 on the far corner, and that's off the mark. But we have a loose ball foul called on the Sixers, and Memphis will still... I don't know who the loose ball foul was made on. Let's see. This Council, he pushed. Didn't really push his defender there. It was Lamar Steven, but the ref thought it was a little push. And more free throws coming up. First foul shot is up and in. Man, oh man, some of these calls have just been very ticky-tack calls. 7 points for Lamar and 5 rebounds as well. Free throw number 2 this trip around is good. And it's back to a 10-point game. 91-81 with 1:11 left to go in the third. Doughton, Reed, Hield, Oubre, and Council all out there for the Sixers. Reed with a foul line J, and it's a little short. And another rebound goes to Jackson. G.G. Jackson tries to part the Red Sea, thought he was fouled. Sixers come up with it. Kelly Oubre Jr. out in transition, gets fouled by LaRiva. And Kelly goes back to the line once again for more free throws. This is why the NBA is soft, says Mike Green. It's so crazy. Mr. Man Created God says, I think that you should remove Sixers keeping their foot on the gas pedal and Tobias Harris from the same sentence. And I promise I'm not a hater. It's just an oxymoron. Yeah, no, that's a good point, man. That is a very good point. That's a very good point. We have a timeout called. 49.4 seconds left. Are they doing a challenge to see if that was really a shooting foul? Man, this third quarter's been going by really slowly. feel like it's been a very slow third quarter and very long. Very long third quarter. What is going on with this? Why is this not switching now? That's a little bit weird. I wanted my NBA scores to be switching, but it's not doing that. I can't really do anything about it, can I? Let me see. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell icons, and that way you'll know when I go live. Another very quick break. I need about a minute. I'll see you guys really soon. All right, that was a very quick break. So Kelly Oubre Jr. with 21 points. He got fouled by LaRavia, that is. The Grizzlies, they called a timeout. Oubre, let's look at the replay here. So Oubre tried to take it right towards the cup. And there wasn't a foul. There wasn't a foul made at all whatsoever. There was no contact, even from LaRavia. So this should easily be just Sixers ball. No foul should have been called. So the call was overturned, and the Grizzlies retained their timeout, and it's just it's not a foul at all whatsoever. 49.4 seconds left. How about Kelly Oubre Jr. with now 3 straight games coming off the bench with at least 20 points in 3 consecutive games? According to, this was actually reposted by Matt Murphy from Sixers Stats. And Sixers Stats said on Twitter that he became, quote, the first Sixers player to do so, to score, to have 3 games where he scored 20 points off the bench. He was the first one to do so since Young Smooth 21 did it. Who is that? That is Thaddeus Young. Since Thaddeus Young. He did it in 2011. That's crazy. So we have a jump ball over at center circle between Reed and Jackson, and Reed wins the jump ball. Goes into the hands of Doughton Jr. 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. Oubre on the drive to the basket. Goes down with the left-handed sledgehammer. Hold me back, fam. He just put a nail in the coffin there. It's 93-81. 34 seconds to go. 8 points for him in this third quarter alone. 3-point shot off the mark. Jackson with the glass. Tries to put it back up and can't get it. He's fouled by Reed. Wow. Oh, wow. Kelly Oubre Jr. Oh, me. Oh, my. Just a nice play. Again, just driving it to the lane, making it look so easy, being very assertive, and going down with a lot of ferocity. That's wild. I think he maybe jammed his finger or something. He's holding on to that finger, but he's going over to the bench. And we have a Sixers timeout with 27 seconds to go. 27 and a tenth of a second. And I believe the Sixers are going to challenge this. Crazy. This has to be like the slowest third quarter. It really has to be. Ah, that's crazy. Machiavelli Shakur is raising his hand. What's up, man? All right. What was I going to say? I was going to say something, and I forget what I was going to say. Other games going on tonight. 10:30, we got the Kings and the Lakers. Both teams have 34 wins on the season. Clippers have played 3 more games, though, so they have 3 more losses. And then the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're 42-19. They're in Portland tonight at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and Milwaukee's in Golden State. So that should also be a very fun game to watch. The Cavs and the Hawks are tied 93-93 in the fourth quarter with 8:27 left. The Magic did win, so the Sixers, even if they do win, they will be behind them. So Reed Yeah, it looked like it was a clean foul. Or that was a clean block, I should say. A clean block by Reed. So the call was overturned again. Man, these refs coming down this third quarter, a lot of not so good calls. So Reed blocks Jackson Jr., and that's going to result in another jump ball. That's like, what, the fifth time or the fourth time at least that Reed and Jackson have to tip things off again. 27.1 seconds remaining in the third quarter. It seemed like about 10 minutes ago that we were actually at the less than the 2-minute mark. And now, 10 minutes later, as it's 9:27 p.m. Eastern Time, well, there's 27.7 seconds left in the third quarter. Reed and Jackson tipping things off over at center circle. Scott Foster puts it up, and it goes into the hands of Stevens, Lamar Stevens, that is. 2 seconds separating the shot clock from the game clock. 18 on the game clock to be exact. It's Reed, Heald, Oubre, Doughton Jr., and Council out there for Philadelphia. Bad pass again by Conchar. It's stolen away by Oubre. Oubre out in transition to Heald. The shot clock's on blood. Heald to Council for a three at the top of the key. That's no good. And the rebound belongs to Aldama, but that's going to do it as we finally end the third quarter. Philadelphia up by a dozen, and they're going to try to close this thing out and split the back-to-back series, and we'll go to the fourth quarter. All right. Let's undo, and we'll make our scoreboard back. We'll put our scoreboard back up once again. Okay. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Algo Gang, do your thing. All right, I'm going to ask you a 76ers trivia question. And if you get the answer right, you'll hear this. If you get the answer wrong, you'll hear this. Okay, so this is a two-part question. Okay, so here is the first part of the question. So Billy Cunningham coached how many NBA All-Star games during his tenure as head coach for the Sixers? Billy Cunningham coached how many NBA All-Star games during his tenure as head coach for the Sixers? How many? Comment down below. Comment down below. How many All-Star games? Pick a number, any number. And if you get it right, you'll hear this. And if you get it wrong, you'll hear this. Speaking of wrong, 3. I didn't mean to single you out, Will. I didn't mean to single you out. 2. 3. We just said 3. That's all incorrect. Anybody else? Anybody else have a guess? Anybody else? Billy Cunningham coached how many NBA All-Star games during his tenure as head coach for the Philadelphia 76ers? What else? Will says I laughed. Speaking of getting it wrong, shot in the dark 3. Nope, that's incorrect, man. Incorrect. 1. Nope, not correct either. It's 93 to 81. This is just the first part of the trivia question. We're struggling today, but that's okay. We take our L's and we take our W's. But, today it's been a little bit. Okay, there we go. 4. You got it. Nice. Okay. I'll ask the second part of the trivia question when we go to another break. 93 to 81. Good job, Mike. You did it. You did it, Mike. And the Sixers have to play defense on the first possession here because Memphis, they ended up winning the tip-off or the jump ball at the start of the game. Jackson gets it on the low block, puts it up, and puts it in. Jaren Jackson Jr. making a positive impact for this Grizzlies team as they stay afloat. They're down by 10. Oubre hands it off again to Council. Council goes up with a shot, and it's blocked by Jaren Jackson Jr. He grabs the rebound. And Jackson will get you how many blocks he has in the game in just a few moments. He'll try to drive it in towards the cup, and he throws it down for 2. He got past Paul Reed, and he's been very physical in this game. 5 blocks, 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. And he's also, by the way, 1 for 6 from 3. I bring that up because he has hit a 3-pointer. All right, 93-85, 10 on the shot clock. Philadelphia has it. Reed on the far elbow, takes it all the way to the foul line, kicks it back out to Doughton. Doughton with 5 on the shot clock goes up with an alley-oop pass to Reed, and Reed is able to not throw it down. He had to actually regather himself, and he put it up and in. And back to a 10-point lead we go. Sixers increase their lead by 10 now. Aldama trying to take his poison, or pick his poison, and will take on Kelly Oubre Jr., and goes up with the baby hook and throws it down the hatch. 95-87. Healed back to Doughton. Doughton steps back, lets it fly. And he airballs a 3-pointer from the top of the key. Doughton had 10 in the first half and has not scored since then. Aldama goes up with a shot. It's rebounded by Paul Reed. Good defense by the Sixers. They got back on defense and did good in the transition. Here is Doughton back to Hield on the near wing. Hield tries to drive it inside. It's blocked by Aldama. Bounce pass to Ricky Council the fourth. Council goes up with a shot, and he's fouled. He got mustered up between Jaren Jackson Jr. and Sandy Aldama, and he will try to earn his stripes at the line. I didn't even know how they did it then. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. 95-87, so yeah, that was correct. 4 NBA All-Star games. That's how many he coached. And then I'll ask you the follow-up question in just a few moments. First foul shot, that's no good by Ricky Council the fourth, so he is not able to make the first free throw. We have some more substitutions for the Sixers. It's Sixers, we'll get you the substitution in just a few moments. So Campaign comes back in, and that's it. Council goes 1 for 2 from the line as he knocks down free throw number 2. Tobias Harris also subbed in for Buddy Hield. It took them a little bit of time to update that, so I apologize. Jackson for 3 at the top of the key. He had a lot of wide open space. The screen froze, and then he just showed him hitting a 3. And now it's a 2-possession game. A 9-3 run by the Grizzlies. Harris on the far wing. Jaren Jackson Jr. in takeover mode with now 26 points. Oubre on the near corner. Steps out of bounds again. That's the 3rd time tonight that he's done that. Absolutely costly. Even though he's been a very big positive for the Sixers. He's put up 23 points. That's been the downfall. It's the 3rd time tonight that he's stepped out of bounds. He has to be careful with that. So a 6-point game. Jackson takes the ball up. And now Oubre trying to guard him. Jackson puts up a 2. And it's rebounded again by, it was an offensive rebound by, it looked like it was G.G. Jackson. And Jackson threw it back down. Got the putback dunk. Tobias Harris kicks it out to Campaign at the top of the key. Payne wants to drive it, puts up a left-handed underscoop layup, and he connects. Good job by Campaign to just get the offense going. Sixers have got to get a stop on defense. Jackson wants to go with the pick and roll, but decides to be aggressive, and the ball goes out of bounds. It was last touched by Paul Reed as Reed got the block and just swatted it away from Jaren Jackson Jr. in between the foul line and the baseline. 0 would have been a good question. Well, how many All-Star games should Doc have ever coached? 0. That's funny. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Santi Aldama goes up with a 3-pointer, and he connects. All of a sudden, now it's a 3-point game. The Memphis Grizzlies were ice cold in the 3rd and the 2nd quarter from 3, and they are on fire from downtown. Reed almost lost it. He'll take it right towards the cup. Elbow jumper, no good. Aldama corrals his miss. The Memphis Grizzlies could tie the game with a 3. Lavatia will hand it off to Jackson. It's blocked by Reed, swatted away, and the Grizzlies still have possession. LaRavia got the defensive long rebound, And as soon as they gave it to Jackson downhill, Paul Reed played really good defense on him. Probably one of the best defensive games that he's had all season long. Almost saved it, too. 98-95, Nico Batum will come in for Oubre Jr. Reed with 3 blocks tonight. He has a double-double, 17 points, and 10 rebounds. A very good performance out of him. That's a good thing. 8 minutes left to go, and it's now becoming a very close game, a 14-5 run by Memphis. Aldama tries to let it fly from the top of the key, can't get it. Rebound by Harris. Harris to Payne. Payne wants to advance it, and he'll try to take it right to the cup. It's blocked, though, again by LaRavia. Harris will try to play defense, goes up with a shot. Or LaRavia, that goes up with a shot. Good defense by Toby. Defensive rebound for him. Harris trying to take it coast to coast. Tries to pass it out to Hield. It's intercepted again by LaRavia. That was actually John Conchar who got the little interception there. Harris corrals the miss of Santi Aldama from 27 feet. Harris trying to take it right to the cup. And he gets fouled by Jaren Jackson Jr. He actually dribbled it out about 4 steps and just got fouled. He decided not to be aggressive. And that's been the really frustrating thing about Toby, is that when he's in attack mode, that's what we want to see. But, again, this is another time where he looks like he's going to try to go to the rim, and then he just gets, I don't know if it's a fear or what it is, but he just backed up. Luckily, he got fouled. All right, so Payne inbounds it to Buddy Hield. Hield's shot goes up, and that's no good. Oh, he just could not get the layup with the left hand. Aldama hands it back off to Vince Williams Jr. at the top of the key. Williams Jr. goes up with it. It's stripped and blocked by Buddy Hield. Batum to Hield in transition. Hield with a right-handed layup. No. The follow-up by Harris. That's good. Harris tips it up and in, and now it's a 5-point game. Memphis with the TO with 6:57 left in the fourth quarter. You know when Doc was good at coaching? When the team was off that night. That's funny. It's funny, says Mike. That's funny, Mike. All right, so my second part of the trivia question that I wanted to ask. So the question was, Billy Cunningham coached in how many NBA All-Star games during his tenure as head coach for the Sixers? So the answer was 4. The second part of the question is, what years did he coach? I guess I won't be that. I'm not going to be that guy tonight. You know, when we have a lot of people on here, that's a good question to ask, but I think we'll save it. I'll just give you the answer. So the years that he coached in those All-Star games were 1978, 1980, 1981, and 1983. So those were all the 4 years that he coached. Thanks for playing Sixers Trivia with us. Of course, we try to do that in the fourth quarter of every single Sixers game. 23 people on here watching. All of a sudden, the game has gotten really close. The Memphis Grizzlies have put up, 39 points in the second half. The Sixers have only put up 36. They've only scored 7 in the fourth quarter. It seems like that there's been a pattern over the last 4 games where this team can't put up a lot of points in the fourth quarter. Let's go to the last game. Let's look at that for a second and break that down. So they last played, it was last night, right? They played against Brooklyn. They only put up 24 points in that fourth quarter. Didn't seem like it was 24. It seemed like it was a lot less. A lot of the points at the end came in garbage time. That's what it was. The game before that, they did win in Dallas. How many points did they get? They got 30 points in that fourth quarter, but they allowed 40. So that wasn't too bad. Then the game before that, it just seems like in the fourth quarter that every time I'm watching, they just don't score a lot of points. That's really how it feels. They put up 33 the game before that against Charlotte. Butterfly, what's up? Hard to believe it's 40 years ago. I know, crazy. Crazy stuff. How about Harris with a little tip off the little putback? That was nice. What else? All right, so the Sixers taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. In case you are tuning in, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Hopefully you're all doing really, really well. The Sixers have put up 33 second chance points, which is a season high. Tonight, Oubre steps back in for Paul Reed. So Reed has a double-double in this game, and he's been doing a pretty good job. Hopefully the Sixers can do well with this small ball lineup here. Oubre is the tallest guy out there. All right, so Buddy Hield back in there for the Sixers too. LaRavia gets it over at the logo. 5 on the shot clock. A dribble handoff back to Kennard. A turnaround jumper, no. And an offensive rebound by LaRavia. LaRavia puts it up. It's swatted away by Oubre Jr. and goes into the hands of Cam Payne. Payne at the logo wants to dance over Luke Kennard. 10 on the shot clock, and now Aldama's on him. And he'll pass it to Hield. Buddy inside to Harris. Harris with a turnaround runner. No. Batum tried to tip it up, but then actually got it back and tipped it out. Nice play. Hield got the rebound, and Hield rewarding Batum for a three. Could not get it. And Harris, who was trying to go for the rebound, is fouled by Luke Kennard. It was a loose ball foul. That was the right call. So the Sixers not able to, it seems like that they just, it's like pulling teeth when it comes to just trying to get points on the board for them right now. Payne does get the inbound, 10 on the shot clock, hand off to Batum. Batum tries to go inside. It was a bad pass, and it spelled trouble all over it. It was stolen away by Aldama. Aldama hands it off to Kennard. Kennard gets past Kelly Oubre Jr., and it's back to a three-point game with 5:43 remaining. Luke Kennard with 8 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. Sixers have just got to play good and get a bucket. Payne over on the far wing. Hands it off to Buddy Hield, who's at the Wells Fargo Center sign. Hield, he needs to get going. He'll try to go up with a little runner. It's up, no good. Stolen back, though, off the bad play by LaRavia. And Batum gets it, and he throws it down. 102-97. That was luck for the Sixers because LaRavia tried to save it as he got the rebound. Kennard working around the screen and passes it outside to Aldama. Aldama back to Kennard for 3. Wide open. Nails it. And it's a 2-point game, 102-100, a 19-9 run by Memphis. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter as we're coming down to the wire. The Sixers had a pretty nice lead in this game. Oubre gets it on the far wing. He's at the three-point line, steps into a 2, puts up a corner jumper, and that's good. All right, it's 104-100, and the Sixers get a little bit of some breathing room, but hopefully they can get some stops again on the defensive side. They have 43 points off the bench, and they've allowed 29. A whistle called on Buddy Hield, and Paul Reed will come back in for Buddy Hield. Lamar Stevens will also take a quick breather for Memphis. Anyways, night, guys. It was fun. I'm going to listen. I'll be back in the comments if we blow it somehow. I think we got this, though. Thanks so much for coming on here. I appreciate that, man. What was my prediction? It was 105-100, so I was wrong. 104-100 is the score. 4:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. Still plenty of time. Aldama gets it over towards the foul line, and they'll try to seesaw his way through, and he got the bucket. He's fouled as well, and he'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. It's 104-102. Batum is the one that fouled Aldama in the act of shooting. Aldama just was slicing and dicing. I was thinking maybe he was just going to pass it because it looked like Jackson Jr. was going to go to the basket, but that was not the case. And now it's a 1-point game as Santi Aldama, 17 points for him, 7 assists and 3 rebounds. Well, it's 104-103. He's been doing a good job. Batum hands it off to Oubre. Oubre tries to drive it in towards the lane. There's a lot of traffic. Payne kicks it out to Harris. Tobias Harris lost the ball. Gets it back. Finds Oubre for a far wing 3. Too much mustard on that one. And a rebound goes to LaRavia. LaRavia on the near wing hands it off to Jackson Jr., Aldama, and who is that? That's John Conchar. out there. He's able to get it. Here's Williams. That's Vince Williams Jr. Williams Jr. to Jaren Jackson Jr. That's up no good. And Vince Williams Jr. is the one that's fouled by Paul Reed. It's 104 to 103 now with 3:27 left to go. That was not a good box out whatsoever by Paul Reed. Vince Williams Jr. was just able to get so much space, and then Reed fouled him from behind. We'll have to look at this again to see if it really was a foul. I don't know. So Williams will try to tie the game. 104-103, and he does so. The Sixers, their largest lead was 15 points. The Grizzlies have put up 22 points in the fourth. The Sixers only 11. Second foul shot. This is for the lead, and the Grizzlies are up by 1. Vince Williams Jr. with 2 big free throws in the guts of the game. 105-104, Batum, Harris, Reed, Payne, and Oubre Jr. for Philadelphia. Payne gets the dribble handoff, passes it to Harris. Harris taking on Kennard. 3 on the shot clock. Harris goes up with a turnaround jumper, and he does not get the friendly bounce. Paul Reed could not hang on to the rebound, and another foul called on him. I don't know how he could not hang on to that, but he just couldn't do so. 3 minutes left to go. A personal foul called on Reed. This is absolutely frustrating, and he has to go to the bench, and he is not happy. Not happy at all whatsoever. And he did foul him. That was the right call. I just didn't know how he didn't hang on to that last rebound. He couldn't have gotten it. That was tough. Never mind. So Reed just fouled out. That was his final foul that he had to give, and, well, he fouls out there. It's 105-104. Sixers Memphis not in the bonus just yet. Kennard gets it and dribbles it back out to LaRavia. LaRavia tries to fizzle his way through Tobias Harris and goes up with a runner. Can't get it. Offensive rebound by LaRavia, and he puts it back up and in, and the Sixers call for time. 107-104 with 2 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. A 7-0 run over the last minute and a half. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, boy. This one hurts. You can't blow these. Wow, are we going to have a lot to talk about tonight? We're really going to have a lot to talk about with this game. Okay. Crazy. All right, I'm going to take a very quick step off. I'll be right back. Sixers have 1 timeout left. The Grizzlies have 2. The Sixers had a 15-point lead. And while they're down by 3 now, they had the lead going into the fourth quarter. They were up by at least 8 points, but it's been a 26-11 run by the Grizzlies over just about the last 9.5 minutes of this game. And Memphis is really getting into a rhythm. It's all been because of Jaren Jackson Jr. 26 points for him in his return to the Grizzlies. He was averaging 22.5 points per game before he went down with an injury, and he had to miss about a little bit less than a month. He missed about 3 weeks to be exact, and they didn't know if he was going to return tonight or not, but he ended up coming back, and he's been really solid in this fourth quarter. It's 107-104. Sixers advance the ball, and Oubre gets the inbound off the hands of Batum. Oubre tries to drive it inside, and it's rebounded again by Vince Williams Jr. The right-handed hook shot was no good. Williams Jr. and was trying to help the Memphis Grizzlies go up by 2 possessions. He's on the far wing and dribbles it in between the circles. Now stands at the foul line. 5 seconds on the shot clock. LaRavia goes up with a shot. That's no good. Jackson with the rebound. A block made by Batum, but a shooting foul on Nico Batum because nobody can just match up with Jaren Jackson Jr. He's been a monster in the paint. 26 and 10. That's a double-double. He's the second guy tonight who has a double-double. LaRavia, who has 17 points in this game and 13 rebounds. He came into today's game just averaging 2.5 rebounds per game. So this is a career high for him. And the first foul shot is good by Jaren Jackson Jr. It's 108-104, 2:06 left to go in the fourth quarter. Second foul shot is good. He's been knocking down his free throws, and it's now a 9-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Harris hands it off to Batum. Batum stands at the top of the key. A skip pass to Payne. Payne throws it up for 3. Can't get it, and Kennard grabs the rebound. Harris was right there. He did not even want to go for the rebound and just let a Kennard cut right in front of him. Jackson Jr. trying to bully his way down low on the block. A shot goes up, and a foul immediately called on KJ Martin once again. Jaren Jackson Jr., they've just been spamming him the basketball, and a lot of foul calls, and now Martin, that is, how many fouls is that on him? He's had a little bit. He's going to have to, I think, come out. Yep, KJ Martin gets called for a shooting foul. And Bamba comes in for him. Yep, that's what happens. What a game. What a game. So KJ Martin just fouled out. So that was the last foul that he had. All right, 109-104. First foul shot is good by Jackson Jr. again, and now Mo Bamba has to step in because the Sixers are in desperation mode. What a collapse this was tonight. 110-104. Jackson knocks down both foul shots, and now it's a 7-point ball game. 1:36 left to go. They're going to need a lot of heroics tonight. 30 for Jackson. Dribble handoff to Oubre. Oubre tries to drive it in towards the lane. It's blocked by Jackson and stolen away by the Grizzlies. 1:23 left in the fourth quarter. Jackson gets it at the top of the key. He's being guarded by Bamba, and Jackson wants to take him on. He goes up with a shot. No good. Good defense by Mo, and a rebound goes to Tobias Harris. 1:07 left to go. Payne drives it in towards the lane. A bounce pass to Oubre, and a personal foul called on LaRavia. Oubre was standing on the near elbow. It was the left elbow, and LaRavia just reached right in. Sixers still not in the bonus just yet, and they're down by 7. They've only put up 11 points in this fourth quarter. They put up 31 in the first, 33 in the second, and 29 in the third, but just 11 here in the fourth, just to give you a perspective. Hield tries to kick it out to Harris. They pass the hot potato around. Here's Payne for a near wing 3, and that's off the mark. He grabs his own rebound, goes up with a runner, and he nails it. So that was a desperation type of a shot. It's 111-106, 50 seconds left to go. They've got to make some threes here, and of course they got to play defense. Santi Aldama has to kick it out and finds Jaren Jackson Jr. Batum steps up on him, And Jackson Jr. initiating some contact. Whistles remain silent, though. They pass the hot potato around. Aldama for a near corner three. That's off the mark. Hield grabs the rebound. Sixers still have some life in them. Harris hands it off to Buddy Hield for three. And Hield knocks it down. Buddy Hield from downtown, and it's a 2-point basketball game. 24.9 seconds to go, and about less than 9/10 of a second remaining separating the shot clock from the game clock. That was clutch. Crazy. Well, I'm still gonna say with our boys healthy that we can beat anyone in the playoffs. I still agree with that, man. 1,000%. 111 to 109. Memphis calls for time. That was clutch by Buddy. Was that his first three attempted in the second half? I think it was, because he had 5 attempts coming into the third quarter. So, yeah, that was it. He has to shoot more when Maxi's not playing. He just has to. Grizzlies call for time, 111 to 109. The Sixers still have 1 timeout left. They say that they actually have 2 on the app, but what a play by Buddy Hield. He just knocked it down from the near wing, the far wing that was, and got a big three-pointer to go. 24.9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Oh, what a game we have. Sixers have only put up 16 points in this fourth quarter, but they've scored 5 points in a row. They're on a 5-0 run. Memphis gets to advance the ball. Sixers actually have 2 timeouts remaining. I want to stand corrected on that. So they have got to get a stop here on defense, obviously. Harris will be guarding the inbounder. That's Santi Aldama. Aldama tries to kick it out to Luke Kennard in the backcourt, and Kennard gets fouled by Campaign with 22.7 seconds to go. And Kennard will go to the line to try to give the Memphis Grizzlies a 2-possession lead, because the Memphis Grizzlies are in the bonus. That was, I thought that maybe, I didn't think that a foul there was necessary because, well, yeah, you get the ball back with like 9/10 of a second, but still, thought that maybe that they could have wound it down a little bit. 112 to 109, first foul shot is good. Kennard looking to try to give the Grizzlies a 4-point lead now. This won't put the game to bed, but it'll certainly help them. And he knocks it down. 113-109. Timeout by Nick Nurse. And now the Sixers burn another timeout, and they're down to 1. 22.7 seconds to go. And let's see what the Sixers draw up out of this timeout here. What a game, man. Even if the Sixers somehow win this is this is vomit worthy. So Paul Reed fouled out. He ended the game with a double-double. KJ Martin also fouled out. That's why they have Bamba out there. And there's no Maxey, there's no Lowry, no Joel Embiid, of course, no Robert Covington, and no DeAnthony Melton either. They're still in the huddle here. If you're the Sixers, you probably want to, I mean, you may have time to try to go for a layup and then foul again, but I don't know. What would you do if you're the Sixers right now? Would you go for the 3? I think that they have time to go for a bucket and then foul immediately again. That's what I would do. And then if Kennard or whoever gets the inbound makes their free throws, you tip your cap to them, and maybe with 18 seconds to go, then you take the 3 after your final timeout or something like that. The Sixers will have the basketball, and Batum will be the inbounder from the far sideline. So Batum has to inbound it. They'll lob it into Harris. Harris with a dribble handoff to Oubre. Oubre trying to attack the rim, goes up with a shot, and it was a foul called on Aldama. Was that a foul? Yep, it was a foul called, and can the Grizzlies review this? It honestly looked like in real time that he got all ball. Let's see, though, again. He leaned into the elbow. Nope, that is, it is so slightly, but that's technically a shooting foul. It's technically a shooting foul, technically, because of the slight contact that was made. I don't know if they can review this, but Oubre got fouled just so slightly, in my opinion, on the drive, and that's what they ruled it as. And the Grizzlies will call for time here. I think that they are gonna try to challenge it, and they will. All right, 19.3 seconds left, so this is a big call here. It was a quick call, so let's see. The call is overturned. All right, so it's just a clean block, and we will have a jump ball over at the logo once again. 19.3 seconds left. We have 215 people on here. I'm sure a lot of you guys are on Facebook. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button too. Okay. Yeah. It looked like there was a little bit of contact with the hand, but again, it was ever so slightly, but I'm surprised that they overturned it. All right, 113-109. So we should be having a jump ball over at center circle. And I guess not. It'll be Memphis basketball. All right. Aldama will be the inbounder here. Memphis gets to advance it. The inbound goes to LaRavia, and he's immediately fouled by Buddy Hield. Or are they going to call it on Oubre? It was on Kelly Oubre Jr. So they just said that it was a clean block by Aldama, and the Grizzlies got the defensive rebound. I thought maybe they were going to go for a jump ball because I didn't really see a rebound he made, but whatever. 113-109. First foul shot by LaRavia is up, and that's in. It's 114-109. LaRavia trying to ice the game now with this free throw. That one is good. And he throws it down. 115-109. Oubre gets the inbound from Nick Batum. Oubre going over towards the three-point line. Hands it off to Buddy Hield. 11 seconds to go. Buddy Hield steps back, puts up a three. That's up, and that's off the mark. And the rebound goes to Aldama. Stolen back by Batum. Batum puts up a three, and that's airballed by and Jaren Jackson Jr. comes up with his miss, and he'll throw it back into the backcourt, and that's going to do it. Unfortunately, the Sixers, they blew a 15-point lead. They were up by 12 going into the fourth quarter. And the Memphis Grizzlies somehow, some way, come back from the dead and win by a final score of 115-109. Jaren Jackson Jr. was electric in that fourth quarter as he made his return to the Grizzlies tonight, and he put up 30 points. He was really, really good. 30 points. He was 10 for 25 from the field, and had 10 rebounds, 6 blocks, which also tied his season high. He was the biggest difference maker of this game, and he also got fouled during the guts of the game as well. This was a tough loss. I'm going to talk more about it. I'm going to have a post-game show with my boy DFJ. We'll be on at 10:30. I kind of want to save the little talk for that. But, yeah, this was gut-punching. Gut punching for sure. This was not good. I'm not happy about that. But, all right, I'm going to take a quick breather. I'll see you guys in about a half hour. And I love you guys. Good game, JJ. Yep. All right, see you guys soon.